Do you have a final restraining order hearing coming up in one of the superior courts? I'll give you the same advice that we give our clients here at the Bianchi Law Group, a collective series of advice from our team of former prosecutors. First, take a look at the order, the restraining order. What's important to understand, both as a plaintiff and a defendant, is that the allegations must be in the four corners of the complaint. For a plaintiff, if you're missing things, especially in the history, which are allowed to plead because history is important in these cases to determine whether or not the restraining order is necessary, those allegations must be included. For a defendant, take a look at what's in the restraining order because you can anticipate that those are the facts that the plaintiff will be admitting to try to get the restraining order, the final restraining order. Next, on both sides, it's gather all of the evidence. For plaintiffs, photographs, medical records, statements, get the police reports. Think about the witnesses and the documentary evidence that needs to be presented to prove the case by preponderance of the evidence. Defense side, same thing. Look at the restraining order. How do you disprove or how do you attack the credibility of the allegations in the complaint? There may be similarly other evidence like text messages and emails and phone calls and recordings, surveillance video, get the police reports. Both sides should be gathering all of the pieces of evidence that they're going to need because when you walk into court, the rules of evidence govern. That's why you always need an attorney. You should have an attorney, although you don't get one like you do if you're a defendant in a criminal case. There are some nonprofits out there that do work for plaintiffs. Not many will give pro bono services to defendants in these restraining order actions, but it is critical to go in there with an experienced attorney that knows how to try a case because the rules of evidence apply. Evidence that's presented needs to be marked. There have to be foundational questions that are laid out to make sure that the pieces of evidence are authentic, are reliable, so that the court could make a decision to admit the evidence. Also, hearsay, like out-of-court statements made by others, are inadmissible. So you have to actually bring those witnesses in if there's not an exception to the hearsay rule. Excited utterance or dying declaration are a few just to name. That's why it's important to know the law, know the rules of evidence, and lastly, know what needs to be proven to get the final restraining order. You see, plaintiffs have to prove one of those predicate acts by preponderance of the evidence, and then if that's proven, they have to prove that the restraining order is necessary for the protection of the plaintiff. And then there are factors that the court must consider in determining the need. Defendants, they should know what elements need to be proven. Like, for example, if there's a harassment allegation made as a predicate act, the defendant should know that the first element is purpose to harass. The plaintiff needs to show a purpose to harass. If it's an assault allegation, the defendant should know that one of the elements are injury. A simple assault's bodily injury. Then the aggravated assault cases, they escalate in injury from there. Criminal mischief, damage to property, right? So these are the things that you must know. You must know what needs to be proven. You need to know how to admit evidence, and you need to know the standard that the court must follow to determine whether or not a restraining order is necessary for the protection of the plaintiff. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to my firm and our team of former prosecutors at the Bianchi Law Group. We handle restraining order cases in all 21 counties, both for the plaintiff and the defendant. And you can call us at 862-210-8570 or visit bianchilawgroup.com, where we have other articles, blog posts, and videos. Hope you got some value. Please drop a comment, follow us. Thank you.